Yo, let's get right into it, man. We got content, so let's look into it.
Law enforcement, if they did release it, knowing he's in prison,
I don't think they have a choice.
This is about Joe Budden and Adam22. Looks like they have issues, man.
They're basically like forced to. I'm talking about the Lon and Lil J. Footage.
If they did release it, if they released it, knowing he
right now they're talking about what they talking about. YNW Melly.
He's in prison, and this shit has no. If it's part of the case and they played it during trials, what it is.
I think somebody requested it.
Yeah, but see, you thinking we need to know.
We should have more facts before we come on.
Yeah,
but we're still doing a lot better than a lot of podcasts where they have like no facts.
Yeah, you know.
I just listened to the Joe Budden podcast and heard this one fucking idiot just saying so many stupid things about me.
Idiot? You're not talking about Joe.
No, not Joe.
Joe's not an idiot.
One of them idiot co-hosts is.
Joe flamed Joe ass up, didn't he?
I mean, he tried. He took an L. He's still kind of salty about it. You go watch the episode where I went on Joe Budden's podcast. You want to see a white boy eat alive a whole room full of old heads.
I don't believe that shit.
Wait, you're not going to back up your own co-host?
He said old heads. Call them old heads.
Joe's my partner, but I don't think he took an L. Might have been a good one.
No, I fucked him up.
But not. No.
It was bad. 55th Street Alley.
Nobody's fucking Joe up.
No, I fucked him up.
He's not going to let you. Joe's not going to allow himself to be fucked up.
I think at that moment, Joe realized that he might not be the GOAT that he thinks of podcasting, and actually, I might be the GOAT.
Send me the fuck.
Is he trolling? This is a lot.
Who's the GOAT?
Send me the link.
Who's the best podcaster ever? Spoiler, it's me. No, I don't care.
The best podcaster ever? Howard Stern.
Not a podcaster. Actually famously talked a lot of shit about podcasters.
You trying to be like Howard Stern.
Look at that. I don't think I have him.
I think Joe Rogan would have to have that spot. Because we talking about singular person, right? Because a lot of these shows, they have like partners, right? It's like a band of people. You know, as far as podcasting, who's making the most money, who's number one, you know, I think Joe Rogan is probably going to take that. I give it to Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see in the aspect of black people. Because the thing is, like, I could give Charlemagne the God, like, a look in that list, but is he a podcaster? Because Charlemagne the God kind of, like, came out as, like, he's a radio host. You feel me? Joe Budden's definitely up there. Nori's up there. But you see, all these guys have supporting cast members, you know. So if we to speak, I guess does it matter though? Does it matter? To be the best podcaster, do you have to do it alone, or can you have a supporting cast? You know, if a supporting cast is up there, is part of it, dude, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I might Drink Champs might beat Joe Budden, in my opinion. You know, the crazy part is Star report a podcast. See, now it gets very tricky, man. What's a podcast? Because anybody can just say I'm podcasting. Like even Breakfast Club, although it's a radio show, they were taking the footage and making it a podcast. You know what I'm saying? And the same talk that they would have, they would just take it and put it on other platforms as podcasts. So then I guess Charlemagne could be in the list in that sense, right? But if Star, what he does is podcast, he's amazing at that. You know, Star sits in front of the camera, talks about what's going on socially. He talks about his life in media. He really walks you from like the 80s all the way to the 2000s. He tells his story. He tells stories. You know what I'm saying? Like he brings you to the old and he brings you to the new. and then he have people call in. He have people call in and talk to him. He have 2 people call in and debate. He have people call in. All of that is happening. It's so entertaining. I'll put Star in there. Don't sleep on Star. You know what I mean? But I think the greatest podcasters is probably a good list for somebody to do. Should it be Complex again?
1 million views. Should have done it on my platform. I would have gone way crazier. But 2 hours 40.
Look at this. So he's saying Joe Budden. He's shitting on Joe Budden's platform. Just watch.
3 minutes. Truth bomb featuring Adam22.
Why you be hating on Joe? You know, Joe say he getting more money than you.
How? How's he getting any money?
Get the fuck out of here.
He got a Patreon.
How's he getting any money? How's he getting any money?
And he got an amp deal.
Come on, bro.
What?
You saying Joe broke?
I just wonder sometimes when I see him spending a lot of money on stuff, I'm like, where's that money coming from? I never.
Yo.
Never heard a sponsor on the
black
podcast.
Man.
See, wait, you know it's not about that.
He's a black man. You're questioning if he's getting money on podcasts.
I just wonder where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I know where mine's coming from. I just sometimes wonder with him.
Now, you know what?
They got a Patreon that goes crazy though. So
yeah, I mean, he getting money.
Probably
that's what we do know. And he's happy. And he survived the transition from rapping to doing something.
Well, I survived the transition from riding BMX bikes to doing this. So
look at the competition. Yo, if y'all have noticed, Academics compares himself to No Jumper a lot. And No Jumper, not from my opinion, not from my point of view, I haven't seen No Jumper compare himself to Academics. And I think it's because No Jumper thinks he's bigger than Ac. No Jumper doesn't see Ac as competition. But the reason why you see every time Wack say something about Joe, he'd be like, well, what about me? Joe did this. Well, I did that. Joe did that. Da. I think he's probably looking at Joe and seeing Joe as competition. Definitely more than Ac. Or unless he's just scared of Ac and he don't want to talk about Ac, but he's not scared of Joe. You know what I mean?
That's a sport, though.
Yeah, a very small sport.
It's a sport
that I broke out of.
Dirt bike ride. What's the dude, the black dude, James Bubba Stewart? You know, you familiar? You rode the dirt bikes professionally?
I don't know.
We sold him his first lowrider.
Really?
Me and my man Bistro.
That's nice.
Sold him his first lowrider. Cool little black kid, but I don't know why he wasn't fucking lowrider, but he wanted one.
Do you hear Drake dissing Tyga?
That's great.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to watch. Yeah, man, it's very interesting. I assume that Joe is probably going to respond, unless he's already responded. Oh, okay, I see Obi saying Combat Jack, Taxstone, they should be in the list. Best podcasters ever. Okay. Combat Jack. Okay, I see that. Taxstone. I guess Taxstone is kind of like Biggie, right? He will be considered as one of the greatest, but he had a short-lived time where he really blew up, though, right? Or maybe Taxstone probably was gonna blow up way more, but I don't know. That's an interesting name to add to the list, man. Yeah.